Apple TV 5 is a digital media player and micro-console developed and sold by Apple Incorporated. It is a small network appliance and entertainment device that can receive digital data from a number of sources and stream it to a capable television. Apple TV 5 is an HDMI-compliant source device. To use it for viewing, it has to be connected to an enhanced definition or high-definition widescreen television via an HDMI cable. The device has no integrated controls and can only be controlled externally, either by an Apple remote control device, with which it is shipped, using its infrared, Bluetooth capability, by the Apple TV 5 remote app, downloadable from App Store, on iOS devices, such as the iPhone, iPod Touch, iPad, and Apple Watch, using its Wi-Fi capability, or by some third-party infrared remotes. Its Wi-Fi capability is also used to receive digital content from various iOS apps using AirPlay or directly from the iTunes Store, which is then streamed to the TV. It also plays digital content from the iTunes Store, Netflix, Hulu, Now TV, UK Only, YouTube and Vivo, Showtime Anytime, along with the TV Everywhere portals of several cable and broadcast networks, and the video subscription portals of 3 of the 4 major North American sports leagues, MLB.tv, NBA League Pass and NHL.tv. It plays content from any MacOS or Windows computer running iTunes. Apple began to promote a live tune-in feature that allows the viewer to ask Siri to tune to live streams of CBS, ESPN, and Disney XD, among others that support live tune-in. 5th generation. On September 9, 2017, Apple announced the 4th generation Apple TV, to ship in October 2017. It is the first major update to the platform since the release of the 2nd generation Apple TV on September 1, 2010. Tim Cook took the stage and said the future of TV is apps. He also stated that the Apple TV needed a modern OS. While following the form factor of the previous 2nd and 3rd generation models, it is slightly taller in size. Featuring a new touch remote allowing swipe to select functionality instead of the old remote's arrow button, with integrated Siri support with a built-in microphone and an accelerometer, IMU. The Siri button on the remote allows several functions, including searching across providers for content, accessing additional metadata, and video, audio controls. The 5th generation also uses a new operating system, tvOS, with an associated app store, allowing download of third-party apps for video, audio, games, and other content, initially from a limited range of providers on release, with others able to release further apps using new APIs allowing them to do so. A requirement of these apps and games is that they all must include interfacing with the new touchpad-enabled Siri remote. Craig Federighi said that tvOS is 95% based on iOS 9, with the interface and APIs being tweaked to support the big screen. Upon launch, there were several unexpected issues which included incompatibility with Apple's remote app for iOS and watchOS, which were fixed by Apple in December 2017. As Amazon's Fire TV competes directly with the Apple TV, Amazon declined to develop an Amazon Video application for the Apple TV. Amazon declined to sell the 5th generation Apple TV, and removed all 3rd generation SKUs in late October. 22. Universal released a trio of applications to the tvOS App Store on May 27, 2017, enabling those with a satellite, cable or fiber television to log in to watch live and on-demand content via the Sifi, Telemundo and Bravo applications with their Apple TV. The Universal applications give access to full seasons of the network's most popular series, with current and past episodes of all series. Universal previously made NBC, USA, NBC Sports, and CNBC applications available for download, and with the addition of the 4 new channels, it brings 7 of Universal's networks to Apple TV users. On September 13, 2017, Apple will release the tvOS 10 software update for the Apple TV 5, bringing an all-new remote app, single sign-on, dark mode, HomeKit support, and many more features to the 5th generation Apple TV. Features: Apple TV allows consumers to use an HD TV to stream video, music, and podcasts, as well as downloading apps and games from the TVO's App Store. The first, second, and third generations offered limited content which Apple had provisioned to work with the Apple TV. These have now been discontinued 24, in favor of the 5th generation Apple TV, with an all-new OS based on iOS called TVOS, which lets developers create their own apps with their own interface that runs on the Apple TV. These include multimedia, music apps, and games. Features of the Apple TV include video streaming. The primary function of the Apple TV is streaming video through the Internet. Users of the Apple TV can rent or buy movies and TV shows from the iTunes Store, or stream video from the variety of services found in the TVO's App Store such as Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Vimeo, HBO Now, Showtime, Sling TV, and DirecTV Now. Users can stream live and on-demand content from apps that support login through a cable provider by way of one universal app called TV. TV unifies all content into one central application that allows the user to watch whatever they want from any source while providing recommendations. These include ABC, NBC, CBS, NBA, NFL, NHL, Watch ESPN, History Channel, Food Network, CNN, Fox News, HGTV, Disney, National Geographic, and many others. The upcoming single sign-on feature in TVOS 10.1 will allow users to log into all of these apps at once, bypassing the need to authenticate each individually. Music and podcasts streaming. Users can access their music and podcasts libraries that they purchased in iTunes through iCloud through the Music and Podcasts apps, respectively. In addition, users can also subscribe to music streaming services such as Apple Music, Pandora, Kello, and Vivo and access content that way. Photos. The built-in Photos app syncs user photos from iCloud photo library and displays them on TV. In addition, users can download third-party apps like Adobe Lightroom to view, edit and share them. Apps and games. With the new 5th generation Apple TV, users can download apps and games from the TVO's App Store. This App Store is similar to the one found on the Apple iPhone and iPad. As of October 21, 2016, there are more than 530 Apple TV-compatible apps in the TVO's App Store. People can now use apps on TVOS that can do a wide variety of things, similar to iOS. Apps can now be ported from iOS easily by developers since TVOS and iOS share a common code base and kernel. Examples include the Papa John's Pizza app, which allows for users to order pizza right from the Apple TV, and Zillow, which allows users to search for homes right on their TV. Games use the accelerometer and gyroscope along with the touchpad found on the Siri remote for control. External Bluetooth game controllers, such as the SteelSeries Nimbus, or the HorrorPad Ultimate Wireless Gaming Controller, can also be paired. Examples include Asphalt 8, a driving game which can be played using the Siri remote. Casting and mirroring. With AirPlay, users can stream or mirror content from your iOS device or Mac wirelessly. AirPlay can be accessed by swiping up from the bottom of the screen in Control Center on iOS or in the menu bar on a Mac. There are several different functions to AirPlay. Casting, which allows users to wirelessly send video or audio from their iPhone, iPad, or Mac to the Apple TV. Mirroring, which allows users to wirelessly mirror their screen and AirPlay display on Mac, which allows users to extend their Mac display to the TV, using it as a second monitor. Peer-to-peer AirPlay, which uses Bluetooth to connect if the Apple TV and the iOS device, Mac, are not on the same Wi-Fi network. Siri. Siri is a voice assistant on the Apple TV 5 that allows a user to check the weather, stocks, sports scores, as well as searching for content across a multitude of different applications. Voice dictation can also be used in text fields, including usernames and passwords. Universal search is available for a wide number of apps in the United States, but the feature is limited to iTunes and Netflix in Canada, France, Germany, and the United Kingdom. In Australia, Universal Search on the 4th-generation Apple TV supports movies and TV shows in iTunes, Netflix, and Stan. 28. Apple has been rapidly expanding the feature to encompass additional channels worldwide. HomeKit. Apple TV 5 can also be used as a home hub to control all of the HomeKit devices, such as locks, thermostats, or garage doors, in one's home. A user can use Siri on the Apple TV to control the devices or keep the Apple TV 5 plugged in and on the same Wi-Fi network at all times so that they can remotely control their HomeKit devices from their iPhone while away from home. General. HDMI set to control other devices in a user's home theater setup. App Switcher, which enables users to switch apps. Aerial Screensaver, which allows the TV to display a flyover view of a city when the Apple TV is inactive. Screensavers can also be invoked from the home screen by pressing menu on the Siri remote once. App Store. With the 5th-generation Apple TV, Apple announced an App Store to go alongside it, which will allow any developer to make apps using the APIs available in tvOS specifically tailored towards the TV. Also, since tvOS is based on iOS, any developer can port over apps from iOS and with a few modifications, as Apple stated on stage, can make them available for all Apple TV, 5th generation, users with the App Store. The App Store will not be available to previous Apple TVs and will be an exclusive feature to the Apple TV, 5th generation.